back I was at a bar, and I couldn't help but overhear a conversation from a guy down the way. For the most part, he only used two words. One beginning with SH, and the other, and by far the more prevalent, began with the letter F. And that F word sort of rhymed with fire truck if you take away the IR and subtract the T and the R. Well, needless to say, it was a stirring conversation, and it got me to thinking about the etiology of the F word. You know that guy? So I did a little research, and I learned that the word derived from an acronym from 15th century England. For unlawful carnal knowledge. For unlawful carnal knowledge. Son of a gun. Who knew? Well, that got me to thinking about all the different ways that the F word gets thrown around these days. Just imagine if people used the whole phrase correctly in their daily lives. We might hear things like, for unlawful carnal knowledge you. Or, I'm going to for unlawful carnal knowledge you up. Or, damn those for unlawful carnal knowledging Republicans. Or Democrats, depending on where you stand. And can you imagine somebody being called a mother for unlawful carnal knowledger? Well, anyway, that got me to thinking about some of the different ways that people use the word. For instance, it can be used as an invective, or as an action verb, or a declarative adjective. And some folks even use it as a term of endearment, although I would not recommend that as a general practice. And all this brings me back around to the verbose guy sitting at the end of the bar. I wonder, did he have any clue about how for unlawful carnal knowledging stupid he sounded? But then I thought, maybe I just think that because I am a for unlawful carnal knowledging intellectual. And that brought me around to this next song. Well, I don't hang out in redneck bars. Folks there, they don't seem to mind. And I don't fraternize with guys in black ties. Be a waste of my time. 'Cause we're all living in bubbles, just floating around in the air. Erudite intellectuals and clowns who don't even care. There's bubbles for the left wing, and there's bubbles for the right wing too. And there's bubbles for people like me, and there's bubbles for people like you. Yeah, we're all living in bubbles, and we never seem to touch. Can't listen to one another. We're so full of it and stuff. All these bubbles just floating, and I wonder when they'll pop. All these bubbles just floating around, and I wonder when it's all gonna stop. I see bubbles when I go to work, and there's bubbles here at the bar, and there's bubbles when I'm in a crowd, and there's bubbles when I'm in my car. Yeah, we're all can't seem to find our way out. It's safe and it's warm, but sometimes I just want to shout. Well, maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to burst my bubble, but I ain't that strong. All these bubbles just floating, and I wonder when they'll pop. All these bubbles are just floating around, and I wonder when it's all gonna stop. I wonder when it's all